subscribers or something. I don't know.
You have to be a sellout, man.
Sell out with me. Oh yeah.
We should get Squarespace to sponsor us, like every other podcast in the world.
I'm not looking that far ahead.
Money?
Instead, we
Okay, we
should
can
get Dr. Carver's shaving butter.
The Unnamed Podcast, sponsored by Mac Weldon. Premium underwears for men.
That sounds dope. All right,
Okay.
so you ready for? Let's get into the news. Or
Dun, dun, dun,
Chris, how
dun.
can you just do the Keemstar thing again?
Let's get right into the news.
All right. So let's first on this list. I don't. So for the month of March, Xbox will be releasing 4 games for free, part of their Games with Gold program.
My boy.
You want to go into this?
Yeah. So this coming month, the month of March, 4 games coming out, 2 for Xbox One and 2 for Xbox 360. And the 360 games are also now backwards compatible, so you can play on your Xbox One. I think most of them usually are, but it depends. The games this month are Trials of the Blood Dragon, which is a Trials game combined with Blood Dragon, which was a expansion for Far Cry? Correct? Am I correct on that?
Yes.
I
Far Cry
believe so.
3.
Yes. Then the other Xbox One game for the month of March is the one I am most excited about, Super Hot.
Super hot. Super
Super hot. Super hot.
That was a pretty good
A
game.
first-person shooter that makes you feel like you're James Bond. It involves you slowing down time and doing actions that make you look amazing and cool, with minimalist graphics and very interesting effects. The 360 games for the month are Disney's Brave and Quantum Conundrum. Those games I know nothing about.
I have played the second one, which is
Quantum
is
Conundrum.
is a puzzle game primarily.
Oh, okay. I like puzzle games, so
Yeah.
I mean, other 360 games I've gotten from Xbox Gold, the ones that I've kept have either been like puzzle games or tower defense games.
Yeah, we got 4. Ooh. Chris, you
do you
have Xbox?
I do, but it has a bunch of dust. I have not touched that thing in a while.
I feel that. So I like that selection. My only issue is Brave. It's like
Yeah, no, Brave is Brave.
I feel that's
No
like a
Brave.
personal slap to anyone owning a 360. It's like super hot. This critically acclaimed game. You have the Blood Dragon one. Everyone loves the racing game. It's a good puzzle game. Quantum Conundrum. It's like Portal, and then Brave, the movie game. Why are
Hey,
there
now,
movie games
you
out
can't
here?
You can't badmouth my desire to run around killing things as a ginger, okay?
Just go play some Overwatch.
You got me there.
Exactly. You just play some Tracer.
Tracer's not good enough, man. She dies too quickly
But she
when I
has the
play her.
booty.
But
That
she,
I mean,
she's
we
not
don't know
interested
about
in
the
you.
brave chick. Wait, is she of age? I need to make sure I know
She's
this. I don't
underage.
want to.
She is
Oh
absolutely
no!
underage.
Take that from the video. Just block that out with some family
Raise the
friendly.
volume on that.
Chris, you're
Load it up. I'm not going to jail again.
I would Google search how old is the Brave girl, but I don't want to get arrested. So,
of course.
On that note, yes, Brave is not the best pick for games for gold. But I mean, some of the Xbox games for gold months are better than others. The comment section of this, of course, is all just people being like, "I thought this was supposed to be good." Well, it's like, well, it's free stuff. You can't expect every free thing in this world to be good.
I mean,
Especially on
Xbox is,
PlayStation, then you don't expect anything to be good.
yeah, like I was gonna say, like Xbox has been killing it for like months, whereas like PlayStation would draw
What do
some
we
random
have?
indie game.
Knack?
Yeah. I forget they gave us
Yes, they have.
Knack of all games.
I got that for free when the PlayStation came out. Why am I getting it for free again? I didn't play it before. I'm not gonna play it now.
Because we live
This
in a
reminds
world
me-
where Bubsby exists. So I mean, the new Bubsby can come out. So I think this is. We have Sonic Forces, we have Bubsby, and we have Knack. It's all together.
That's this month's PS Plus.
No, PS Plus is for like the first time and for the first time and forever.
Wow.
Yeah, it's actually better than the Xbox. And you know what really bothered me? As I was getting all this stuff ready, I saw on IGN and they had a quote like I'm paraphrasing here, where he went, PlayStation lineup is good, but Xbox is still killing it. And so they tell you what the PlayStation lineup is, and they tell you what the Xbox lineup is. And I'm like, IGN, why are you still lying?
I mean, you can't spell ignorant without IGN. Come on.
Exactly. I'm like,
You should know.
how are you going to tell me Bloodborne and the new Ratchet and Clank somehow loses to Brave and Quantum Conundrum?
I'm gonna
Once
have to
again,
say
a
that
lot
lineup
of
is
people
better.
want to kill things dangerous. But yeah, I'm just going to
Only
keep
game
playing
I'm
Ratchet
excited
and Clank.
for. Yeah, the only game I'm excited for on Xbox is Super Hot.
Yeah.
Those other two, PS, that sounds way better.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, I'm actually, like, it reminded me I want to play Bloodborne again. So I just pulled out Bloodborne and I'm installing it as we speak. I don't know, IGN.
But is it Brave?
Shut up. I didn't even see
was a
the movie Brave.
pick.
I might have to play it. You know, it can be like my Spark Notes since I haven't seen the movie.
I'll download it for you, so when you come visit, you can play it.
Right, I'll be available next week. So,
Well, you got spring break next week?
yeah.
Oh God, this could be good.
I forgot to mention we didn't even talk about Bridges' abilities. But that's whatever. So next
Keep bringing
thing,
that up next time. Yeah,
yes,
next time.
next time.
When she's actually live.
That's not. I mean, by the time she's live, she's gonna be nerfed and useless.
We can talk about the comparison between the current meta of her abilities and the former, like when she was in the PTR.
Right. So, so which one do you want to talk about next, Chris? Since I think Ethan's going to back out on this one. Do you want to talk about Soul Calibur, or do you want to talk about Metal Gear Survive?
Metal Gear Survive. We got to go down this route.
All right, let's get into.
I'm gonna start huffing paint
Let's
thinner
get
back here.
right into the cancer. So, have either one of you? So the beta came out in early January. It came out around the same time, Dissidia, and unfortunately for the game, Dragon Ball Fighters and Monster Hunter. All three of those betas came out at the same time. Metal Gear Survive
Played
came
itself.
out. Yeah, I don't understand what they were thinking. Who on their marketing, like on the marketing board, was like, "Yeah, this is a good idea."
I mean, the same ones that, kicked out Kojima, it's the same people that decided, let's put out the same game that Kojima was working on, but destroy it.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's something going on with them, and we don't know.
Let's also
They're
name
on
it Survive.
crack.
Let's be so on the nose about
Make it about zombies, name it Survive, they'll never know.
So, have either one of you played it?
No.
You, Chris?
I played a little bit, then I stopped. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I could only play for free, too, because it was just...
Ethan, that's the best description of the game. I played it for a little while, and then I put it down.
I saw a comment on YouTube talking about the game takes about 48 hours for someone to actually get really invested in it, and that was someone actually trying to defend it.
48 hours?
You shouldn't take 48 hours for someone to start wanting to, actually play the game.
Are they saying like the
That's
story?
just awful.
Like the story finishes in
No,
48 hours?
they mean like the game, like the actual game. Like they say it takes a long time. They said 48 hours. I don't know if they're, using hyperbole, but it's a video game. If you want people to play it, it needs to be good from the start. You shouldn't have to build for 48 hours and like, oh, hey, I'm having fun now. No, that means you were playing placements for 48 hours, basically.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That's like as if... So you started watching a new television show on, say, Netflix.
Right.
And you start binging it. And you start liking the show after 4 seasons. Like, the finale of the 4th season, you're like, you know what? This show's actually pretty good.
Hey, guys, it gets really good after the 4th season. Just hang in there.
Yeah,
just at the end of every season before the 4th one, you're like, man, this show sucks. At like season 1, this is awful. 2, why am I still watching this? Then all the way up to 3.
You spend the time during the show to like learn how to tie a noose, and then you just finally know how to do it. Right, the 4th season, you're like, oh, actually, I guess I don't need this, and you like
you're already on the chair, noose around your neck, to see the ending of season 4. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
there's something. I'm sorry. There was something really funny as I was imagining it.
We should remind people that suicide is never a good option. If you don't like the show, just stop watching it. Don't wait for the 4th season to roll around.
Yeah.
And suicide is never an option. Call your local suicide hotline if you have those kinds of thoughts.
See, while you were going for the
Things.
news, I was going to say you can eat the new Gushers, the new Tide Pod Gushers.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I saw a thing today that was it was a meme based on D&D roleplay, and it said you walk into a small room and find a small bag of candy. Roll perception to determine what type if it's good or not, or if it's poisonous. The guy rolls a 1. The candy is perfectly fine and nothing is wrong with it, and then it cuts to a picture of someone holding Tide Pods.
Man, please don't bring up D&D.
Yeah, sorry.
I am
triggered.
I am craving to roll some dice. Anyway, that has nothing to do with Survive. So, wow, we're just...
That's just how bad Survive is. You have to move to something else.
So,
what else can you say about it? It's bad. Don't play it. Don't give Konami the money.
See, that's actually what I want to talk about. It's not bad. It's not a bad game. It's
audible gasp.
It is okay. Okay, let me preface this. How do you guys do a rating system? Like, if you hear a 5 out of 10, what do you think?
5 out of 10. I think a very niche group of people like it, and everyone else should back up a little bit and consider if they want to spend the money on it, because it's probably something that if you don't like that very specific thing, you won't like it. But if you like that specific thing, you will like it. It's never anything like in between that.
Having played a lot of niche games, I agree with that. That's probably how I would, I would agree with that.
All right, that's pretty good. I was just going to say a 5 out of 10 mean it's painfully average. That's it.
You think so?
Yeah, like, I think so. I never posted it. So I originally I made a video on all the betas, and I was going to say the issue with Metal Gear Survive is that it's 3 to 4 years too late as a game. Like, they're trying to, you can very clearly see they're trying to go for what the hype train is. But the thing is, they missed the hype train. The hype train has already landed in the sun. The new train is currently a PUBG game. Now, if they made a Metal Gear PUBG game, I think that would have actually killed it. Because Metal Gear Solid, the Kojima engine, works really well with, how stealth works, how movement works. You can make a pretty decent, and with how big the field is, it would work. But they went for survive they went for a zombie survival game instead of a battle royale game.
Oh, this may sound odd, but say they had built a Metal Gear Solid game that played similar to, this is going to be the hard part, but Fortnite. Basically, you would build your own, bases. That seems like that game would sell quite a lot.
Yeah.
Metal Gear with, Fortnite stuff, that'd be just amazing.
And the thing is, they have all the resources for it already. They already have different game mechanics throughout the Kojima engine that would make that work. It wouldn't be hard.
The only problem is they're just a bit too lazy, I would say. They're busy with their pachinko machines. That's about it.
Which makes them a lot more money.
It's screwing up Yu-Gi-Oh! Too.
Ooh.
I hate the link format.
What, you don't like?
You activated my triggered card.
They're banning all of my favorite cards, man. I don't like it. It's hurting me.
This is personal. Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
I still can't use Stratus, okay? It's been years. Free the man. Get him out of jail. I think we can use Pot of Greed now, but we can't use Stratus.
Phoenix,
Stratus was my baby.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you now that Hearthstone might get fun again.
What?
Hearthstone might be fun again after this next update, once they release the newest sets. They banned Ice Block from regular, ranked play.
How does one get into Hearthstone? Because I have actually been very interested in this.
About $105. $105.
No.
A decent amount of
you
cards.
Can make a normal deck with the cards.
But you won't win. But you will not win.
You just need to play a long time and eventually...
Or spend a lot of money.
Yeah, I heard free-to-play players, they have the worst time.
Oh, yes. It gets very bad.
It's very toxic.
Okay, so Chris, like any other card game, you just need a bunch of friends at your level to play. That's it.
And a math
If I play against Ronald in Yu-Gi-Oh!, this man runs away. He quits at a certain point.
Oh, so you got that good where it's just not fun to go against you.
He must never know this. I steal decks online. He must never know this.
All
yes. Right. Not all of them. Just the ones that I play against him with. I actually have one video that I keep on forgetting to post where he just gets super agitated because this guy couldn't do anything. Maybe one day I'll post it, but yeah, it's quite hilarious. I just want to play him one more time though. Don't send him the link to this. He must never know.
I'll tell for the sake of Ronald's sanity, I'm going to directly tell him in chat after this is over.
Please, no. He must not know this.
Because I've been in his position multiple times where there's someone who just has a way better deck and you just see me get salty as turns progress. Ethan, did I tell you what it's like to go against Devin?
Oh, no.
So I went against him. As soon as it was his first turn, he pulled out 3 of his strongest monsters on the field.
Ooh.
And then went, it's your turn. And I was like...
It's your turn.
I'm looking at the field how am I... And then I somehow get one monster. He's like, no. And then pull out 2 more monsters on the field. Wipes out my entire field. And then attack me. So, for Ronald's sake... I'm not going to do that.
Come on, man. He shouldn't. He doesn't need to know any of this, man. It's between this podcast, man. He doesn't need to know all this. It's fine. I'll just challenge him again. I'll say, "Oh, hey, I made this all myself. Yeah, it's all fine and dandy. You don't got to do all that,
All right,
please."
fine. So just to
I
end,
must pretend that I'm superior.
you must pretend. All right. Just
I
to
have
end the
fragile
Metal
pride.
Gear section. It did
This was a
so
Metal Gear
well in
section?
Japan.
But Metal Gear Survive is so bad we couldn't even talk about it for more than 5 minutes.
It didn't sell well in Japan, obviously, nor in
We
the
didn't
UK.
even make it to season 1 of the TV show.
They couldn't get into the first episode. It just didn't work out well.
We said, nope, this is bad.
So it didn't
I will
sell
not
well
even look up rope.
in Japan, UK, the US, and there's a secret not Easter egg, but there's a hidden message in one of the scenes in the game from one developer is basically saying the two current developers for Survive are traitors to the Kojima, and Konami, fucked it up essentially.
I love what humanity has come to.
Where you
I just want to say this right now. That there are tortured, starving game developers that are putting secret messages in their games saying that they are traitors. That there are
Help me.
traitors. amongst their
Konami
ranks.
has me trapped in the basement.
they're calling the lead developers traitors, and they're pledging their allegiance to to Kojima. I almost combined God and Lord to make God. Because I couldn't decide Kojima the God or Kojima the Lord. Either one works.
Kojima the Gourd.
Sounds delicious.
It's got some seeds, man. It's got some seeds.
You can make a soup in Skyrim with it. Okay, Nemi. So let's move on. Ethan, you're probably going to take another backseat on this. Chris, have you been keeping up with Soul Calibur 6?
For the sake of conversation, I would say yes. But can you basically explain what's going on?
So last week they released they announced two new characters, which is Ivy and Sasalamel, which I'm surprised. Have you seen the video, Ethan?
No, I didn't.
Ah, damn. I was actually looking forward to asking you. So, what do you think of Ivy's costume?
Let me look this up. Hold on. Let me look this up.
So,
Soul Calibur. Let's see.
So yes, they have Killick, the new character who's named Grog. I think that's officially Groh, Groh. They have is it Sophia, or I can't. The sword and shield lady. I can't remember. It's just two of them. Let me actually look on
There's
this list.
Sophia and Cassandra.
Wow.
Sophia, yes.
Wow.
And Shuangwei, is that her name? How you pronounce it? The
I'll
Chinese.
have
What's she wearing?
I remember Shang Mina and Shang Hua.
It's the
all I
one,
remember.
the blue sword lady.
That is Shang Hua.
Shanghua. Yeah, I was pronouncing it incorrectly. And so currently they've announced Ivy and Sasalamel. So how do you feel about the character? Oh, a Nightmare. How could I forget about Nightmare? He's so cool.
I mean, it's customary for Nightmare to be in it, you know?
Yes. Of course. But still. His ultimate is he rides on a nightmare.
Oh.
So what do you think?
I have to say about Ivy. Wow. I have so many questions.
Yep.
One, how is this not receiving universal flack? And two, is she a real person and does she have a phone number?
Two, no. First one, that's just how she's always been. That's her standard costume, which they've changed minor parts about it throughout the series, but that's how she's always looked. 5 being the most tamed.
Just wait till you see Soul Calibur 10. She's going to only have fig leaves on.
No, she's going to have a black bar. The sensor bar.
Sensor.
She's gonna have small stars that look like they're made of a plastic.
Yes.
Just over her important areas.
That's how she beats the guys. She just distracts
she beats them all right. She beats them all right.
How do I get in this game? I mean, yeah, she beats them.
All right. So her look is, I mean, she's primarily inspired, if you can tell, Ethan, if you saw the combat footage by Dominatrix.
Yeah, I was gonna say this brought back a lot of good and bad memories, but also gave me some Bayonetta feelings.
Bayonetta.
Did I hear Bayonetta for Soul Calibur 6?
Okay, so that leads to the second topic, since I guess we don't care about Sasla now. So there's been a leak. So recently, at least a couple of weeks ago, a few weeks, I actually don't know the time frame for this, someone posted a Link character list. I know I sent the video, but I haven't showed you the picture of it. So for the character list is currently Mitsurugi, which I forgot he was also shown, Sophidia, Keelik, I can't say her name, the Shuanghua, Nightmare, Astaroth, Ivy, Maxi, Taki, one of my favorites, Voldo. Ethan, you should look up Voldo, like, just to balance it out, so you're not bothered primarily by Ivy. Look up Voldo and his move, just how he acts.
Voldo has the best fighting style. I will fight anyone that says otherwise.
Yeah. Talum, Raphael, Song, Mina, Young Swang, Lizardman, Cervantes, Saslamel, Tira, Sway, Viola, Yoshimitsu, Heihachi, Grow, which was already shown, Daijiro, Jung Hongir, Annette. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Excelsis, and Nicholas and Yuri. That's currently the list that's been leaked. And one extra guest character, Jago for Xbox, which he's from Killer Instinct. The Bloodborne Hunter, which I hope is in the game, and Lucina from Fire Emblem for the Nintendo Switch.
I guess I'm getting the Switch. Wait, I already have a Switch. Guess I'm getting that game for the Switch.
30 characters that you can play as. And
currently, you think they're going to add DLC?
Yes.
That sucks.
I'll bring that up next. But so currently, this list has not been contested. Every character has been announced, has been on this list. And accordingly, which that was a video I recently posted today in the group chat. The lead social manager for the Soul Calibur team said, "Don't listen to the leaker. That's not true. None of that stuff is true." But currently, there's haven't been any evidence to suggest otherwise. It's not true.
If he wants to prove him wrong, just leak everybody all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly.
Which that would also be bad, because that kind of kills the hype. You know? Because currently, the hype is like seeing which characters are in and which ones are out and how they look. And so if you just know all the characters, then that kind of,
I'm actually really interested in Yuri, just because I played some of the Tales games. And
yes.
I would be really interested in seeing how she would play when transitioned from, how Tales is their RPG elements and their fighting styles, how that would play into Soul Calibur.
Well, I imagine it can't be any more difficult than putting Link in.
Yeah, it got me there, that's true.
So now let's actually get into the juicy part. What do you think of Soul Calibur 6, since I think you have more experience with the series than I do?
Well, 6, it looks pretty nice, but honestly, I'll tell you the truth. I mainly played Soul Calibur for character creation. I just need to see character creation, and that will be an instant buy for me.
Why am I not surprised by that? I'm not surprised that you just...
I love character creation, man. It gives me freedom, unless it's something like... I'm sorry, I don't want to say the forbidden name, but the Sword Art Online games, if it isn't character creation like that, I will gladly play those games.
How bad is the character creation in that game?
I don't want to change the subject, but I'll say it I'll just say it quickly. In the SAO games, you basically change your hair, sometimes your costumes, and the main characters will still call you Kirito, even though you named yourself something else.
All right. Okay, continue. Go ahead.
So hopefully, if this game has character creation, I'm liking the character lineup right now. Really interested in Yuri. I really hope they keep Voldo the way he was, because Voldo was the boy, best fighting style ever.
Yeah, all right.
I would love it if they added that. I believe we talked about this before. That mode they had for character creation from 3. If they had that, it would be an instant pre-order or purchase, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But for now, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah. Hold that thought for a second. Ethan, and I'm actually physically turning my body here. So, okay. Did you see Voldo?
I did.
Do you have any
silence?
Do you have anything to say?
It reminded me of something. It reminded me of what was it? It reminded me of Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Oh, those creatures?
Yeah, vaguely. I mean, but also a little bit in something else. And I'm trying to remember what game I'm thinking of. But it reminded me of like a horror-ish type game. Amnesia, for one, because of like kind of look of those. But he kind of looks like a very dominated Wolverine. And I have lots of questions.
Well,
Sub Wolverine.
That remind me. So a fun thing about Soul Calibur that you don't know, Ethan. Starting from 4, you can break off the armor of characters.
Okay. Ivy included?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't do
At that
much.
Point, what's even left for Ivy?
Yeah, it doesn't do much for Ivy, but like, you haven't seen the other male characters, but if you like break off their stuff, their entire chest will be exposed. Stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Voldo's a very interesting character. He needs to be in the game. If he's not, we're rioting. Now, turn my back to Chris over here. So, to sum up the video that I posted in the chat, essentially, one of the leakers said that a lot of changes in the game, well, there's still changing things in the game based on public reception. And one example they gave is Saslamel was originally going to be a DLC character, but they saw the feedback and how people kind of liked them and decided to add them into the main game. And they're kind of checking YouTube channels, Reddit, such and such, and comments to see what's the public reception on things. So, in that inspiration, since they're looking to see what we actually want in the game, what you think would be good to add into Soul Calibur? And that can be anything.
This is going to be controversial because I heard some things about how some people didn't like it. I want them to bring back those like fatalities they had from 4, where if you like did like a break attack, yeah, and you could just do like a quick fatality. That was actually really cool in my opinion because it's like it wasn't easy to pull off, and when you pulled it off, you had satisfaction. I know a lot of people didn't like it because it seemed kind of, with certain characters it was easy, I'll admit, like Nightmare, all of his attacks was basically a guard break, but it was still really fun to use because some of them looked awesome, like Ivy's, for example. She just destroyed everyone. Some of them were questionable, like Cassandra's. I don't really want to talk about Cassandra's, but if they brought that back, Cassandra, I don't know what they thought about when it came to hers, but it was weird. But yeah, I feel like they should bring that back for sure because it was a really cool feature. They ended up changing it in 5 for, I forgot what it was called, something Impacts or some weird name like that. I didn't really play 5 that much. Yeah, basically. If they brought that back, I'd like it. Personally, I'm not going to say, oh, everyone would like it. No, I'd like it. But yeah, that's all I can think about that they could bring back. I mean, the nerd in me saying, oh, hey, bring back the Star Wars characters, but they only do one guest character.
Hold on. Wait, Star Wars characters?
Yeah, in Soul Calibur 4, depending on which console you have, it either has Darth Vader, and the Apprentice, or Yoda. So if you have
And
PlayStation,
in the end, they ended up having DLC for all three.
right? So if you have Xbox, you get Yoda. If you have PlayStation, you get Darth Vader and the Apprentice. But you can just buy the other two. Yeah,
Killer.
I bet you didn't know that.
It was actually really cool seeing like Vader with Soul Edge. Like he couldn't wield it in game, but like at the end of the story, you'd see him use it, and it was well, not use it,
He
but
just
he would
grabs
wield
both.
it.
He
And
grabs
it was
both
cool.
legendary swords. Just hold it in his hand casually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually, I do have one more thing that I would really love for them to bring back: the class system that they had on 3, where you would pick like, for example, you would start off as Dancer, and you would level up that system, and you would get different fighting styles, ending from either Voldo or Tira, which Tira being the girl with the ring blade.
Yeah. The chakram.
Yeah, and I felt like that was a really great system because it gave you different weapons to use, different styles to use, and you weren't just locked onto being a copy of one character.
Right.
Because they ended up doing that for 4 and 5, so that's why I don't really have much hope for it. But if they brought it back, since they did go on a huge hiatus since 5, I feel like they could bring that back. It would be better than usual, and yeah, I just want them to bring that back.
Exactly. What I want is Chronicles of the Sword. Bring that entire game mode, everything that includes it. Because the one thing I love...
Don't even get started on that. That was just too good of a game mode.
It has so much fun and a lot of family bonding with that mode. It was just so great. Ethan, how it works is you go through the story mode with your custom character, and it's on a giant board, and you move from place to place, attacking keeps that has characters in it. You can capture it, and there's usually some kind of condition to win the match or level.
Do not forget about the secret bosses on every level. They would have most of the people you would fight in the Chronicles of the Sword were just like randomly generated characters. Like they weren't actually the main cast.
Right.
But off on the beaten path, you would find a member of the main cast, like Zasamel, Zhonghua, or Keelik.
Oh yeah.
Him.
Thanks for reminding me.
If you beat them, you would get a huge amount of XP, which would help you later on. So it's like you end up getting rewarded for your hard work. And they were some pretty hard bosses. Then again, I'm bad at fighting games, so
yeah,
it's just difficult for me. But yeah, it was too good of a mode. It had a lot of detail in it that was just amazing. I really want them to bring that back.
Extremely underappreciated. They need to bring that back into fighting games. So last question, Ethan, what do you think they should add into Soul Calibur?
I'm gonna say more Star Wars. I mean, I don't play a lot of fighting games. They're not my thing. I'm not a combo fighter lover. The only fighting game I actually own is Star Wars Episode 3, which was hot garbage. However, I think if Soul Calibur is as amazing as it should be, and the way you're describing it, if they had like even Star Wars DLC that went really awesomely, or had some really awesome characters, not just Yoda and Darth Vader, but like the Emperor, Kylo Ren, Rey, Luke, anything like that, I think that'd be kind of cool. But
so you want it to be Star Wars cross Soul Calibur? I can respect that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, I would love Darth
money.
Maul and General Grievous in a game.
Oh my god, Grievous in a fighting game. Oh.
Imagine Grievous dual wielding Soul Calibur and Soul Edge. I need that to happen.
Well, time to pull out the Photoshop.
Yeah, I'll Photoshop it really poorly.
Make that your thumbnail.
Mm-hmm. Let me move it over. What was next? All right. So the next thing we have on this, you've seen the Blackout Club?
I watched the trailer.
I haven't even heard of it.
All right. So the Blackout Club is and as it's very much stereotypical, made by the former developers of BioShock and Dishonored.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this a? I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was. I forgot where I found that information out. It was on a different ad I was watching. Probably Math Chief. I think Math Chief usually. That's usually where I get my trailers from, rather than PlayStation. But yeah, it's being produced by former developers from those two games. And so the concept is for you, Chris, and for anyone listening. These a couple of teenagers are waking up in random places, and so they all decide to form this thing called the Blackout Club because one time one of their friends gets murdered, and so they want to find out the mystery behind why they black out. And apparently their town is doing something very nefarious underground, and so they must find out what the adults are doing before they die. It's supposed to be primarily a co-op horror game, as they describe it, in which, for the most part, since you're teenagers, which this is kind of hard for me to believe, because unless they're like 13, they should. The mechanic is they can't really fight adults, at least 1v1. So they have to kind of work together, and there's different classes that can do different things for different approaches. But the thing, as I was saying, I can't accept teenagers not being able to fight adults unless they're like 13.
Or really overweight, like in Slender.
Yeah. Or really skinny. It has to be one of those two things. But like, there's quite a few teenagers who are like pretty big, so I don't see the logic behind that.
Having just watched the trailer, I gotta say it looks pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I don't really play much survivals. It's usually not my cup of tea.
Right.
But after looking at that, I'd actually play that, because after looking at that and hearing what you said about it, like the synopsis of its story, I want to know what's going on too. I need to play it. Do you know when it's coming out?
No. It's only been announced.
2019.
I'm depressed.
2019?
2019. That's all we're saying. Which means 2025 early access.
Well, as long as it's not, the word, being developed by Square Enix, I'm fine with that then. Because I'm still waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3.
For me, it's not clear if the trailer is gameplay, so I can only take it with a grain of salt. Gameplay always is more important to me. But the way the trailer is produced makes the graphics look like Hello Neighbor.
Yeah.
I am getting a lot of Hello Neighbor vibes.
I also am not... So this is the thing that's really specific to me. There's a part in the trailer where the person is holding a phone. And when you're holding a phone, they just don't work like that. And it looks so, low quality. It doesn't seem like they tried really hard for that. But again, it's not even going to come out anytime soon, so it'll probably change.
Also, based on how it looks, it seems like it's going to be, far back third-person camera.
Yeah. That's probably preferable to a first-person view. I don't know. I think the idea is really great. I'm entirely concerned with the execution. You can have a great idea, but if you can't make the game work, it's not going to be successful.
Yeah, we don't want to get hit with No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
I still want my money back.
Have you played it
recently?
recently?
Bought it?
I bought it on the day that it came out. I played it for 2 hours because I thought something was going to happen. And then I set the game down and I cried myself to sleep.
True story, I actually know someone who liked that game.
I can imagine.
I can see how people like it, but I liked it for different reasons, and I didn't even get what I was promised. So I can understand why people like it, though. I mean, it's fine if you like boring games.
Damn. Tell us how you really feel.
Right. I'm sorry. it's the game had we have a rough past.
This is a hard breakup.
Yeah.
Basically.
Slight digression. Have you heard about what happened with System Shock? The crowdsource System Shock remake.
Wait, they were gonna make a remake?
Yes, and it got funded. They even had like They had a demo, not a playable demo, but a video showing the in-game assets and how it looked. So initially it was looking like it was just a remaster, which is exactly what people wanted, and it got way succeeded its stated goal. And so recently they've made a report saying that despite all that, they're just not going to make the game anymore. Because this is some head assery about to go down. So they get support. It's very clear that people wanted just a remaster, like an updated graphics System Shock. That's all they wanted. Yes. And they were like, so what if we change the gameplay to incorporate modern game things we use in modern times into this old game, so new people.
First-person zombie shooter. All we need are loot boxes, and it's over.
Exactly. Well, they were like, we're going to add new game mechanics into this old game to incorporate the new stuff that's going on, which is the exact opposite of what they should have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what they were like. I don't know why. When what's weird about it? We're in a time when people are just recycling older ideas like Ghostbusters or Shadow of the Colossus for the third time. You mean to tell me they just couldn't just update the graphics for the game? They had to go out of their way to try and change things.
You know what they should have made, Phoenix?
What?
They should have called it System Shock Skyrim. And it's just they're like, we wanted to make a System Shock remake, but instead what we did was charge you money to re-release Skyrim at the same fidelity as you've had it 10 times before with no mod support. It's all yours.
Yeah.
This podcast is also sponsored by Skyrim.
Exactly.
No,
Bethesda.
I'm sponsored by the game.
I mean, before you get on, Chris, Ethan was talking about how Wolfenstein was looking really good.
How? What was looking really good?
Wolfenstein.
Oh, yeah.
I
just... To get back to my statement, I am completely bothered by companies that re-release the same game, don't change anything, and make you pay for it again. I hate that so much.
Well, the thing is, Skyrim did get updated in its graphics.
Don't get me started on the Creation Club. Please don't get me started on that.
I mean, we got 10 minutes. Let's get into this. I hate the Creation Club.
You both are aware about the Creation Club, right?
I hate it so much.
I am not.
Are you
Basically, it's paid mods.
Yes.
Like,
it's paid mods.
You buy points to buy mods with those points. So it's like you're paying for mods that you could have gotten, off the Nexus.
For free, right.
It's just obvious that they're saying it's so modders can get paid for what they make. But most of the stuff that's on the Creation Club is something that Bethesda made. I mean, sure, there's some stuff that modders have made and put on the Creation Club. But some of that stuff is just like random stupid crap. No offense to any of the mods that were made. But
like having a crab as a pet.
I love that mod. That mod's great.
It's not worth the money.
It's obvious that they're just trying to constantly milk like as much money as they can out of Skyrim, and I believe they did the same thing for Fallout as well.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just, you can tell they're just doing it for the money. They're saying it's so modders would make their money, but they already made money. I mean, so they didn't make as much. They still make enough money in donations from people that donate to the Nexus.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's obvious that they're doing that just so they can make money. And I understand they're a business; they kind of have to do that. But they already make enough money making the games, and they can sustain themselves from doing that. So it's just, I personally don't like the Creation Club. I'm never gonna actually buy anything from it. I've seen people buy quite a lot. I don't know why they do it, but yeah, I just wouldn't do it.
Wait, you see people actually spend money?
Yeah, a friend of mine, Blake, he actually like spent his money on I forgot what it was. I think it was one of those homemade shotgun mods. And I told him not to, but I mean, hey, he's got to do what you do. You know, it's your own money. You spend it however you want. I'm not putting money on that thing. But yeah, it's just I couldn't spend money on that.
That's sad.
I spend my money on a subscription to Star Wars: The Old Republic.
If I had money, it would probably only go to like, I don't know, Funimation or something.
Crunchyroll.
I'm not a sellout.
No. All right, we're gonna leave that alone. So, Creation Club also gets is even more nefarious than that, and so Ethan, you don't. It's not dollar to dollar. So you know it goes by a 100-point system. It's not like if I put I can put $5 in and it'll be 500 points. How it works is there's set amounts that you can buy. So like 800
like
might be $10. That's not the actual price, but you know what I mean, right?
Is it like Twitch bits?
I don't know how Twitch bits work.
It is exactly like Twitch bits.
Okay.
All right. And so here's how it gets bad. So let's say you're going on the Creation Club to buy something like the survival mod. The survival mod costs 1,500 points. Not 1,500. It costs like 1,000 to 1,500. And so the very lowest increment you can get is 800. And so what they would do is for some of these mods, they would put it barely above what the increment is. So you have to buy the second tier in order to get that one item.
There's a mod here called Horsepower Armor. It's 250 credits. You think, all right, I'm just going to buy 250. The lowest you can buy is 750, which is worth $8. So you're going to have to buy more. Like, you're going to have to use more of that stuff that you got. In all honesty, if you could just buy 250, that's probably all you would have, spent your money on.
Chris, can you look up what the survival mod costs?
Yeah, sure. It'll take a moment.
All right, but you get how it works, right, Ethan?
Yes, it sounds like a scam.
Yes, and it's absolutely the worst on PlayStation because we have the smallest amount of mods available to us. All of our mods have to be in-game models, except for Creation Club. Creation Club's the only way you can get mods on PlayStation that goes outside of in-game models. Which I feel that it's the one time where I go, I really wish. Well, it's not the one time, but it's one of those times where I go, I wish I had a PC.
Creation Club is just not worth it at all. Like, at all on PlayStation. Xbox and PC, possibly, if you just have some extra money just laying around. But on PlayStation, no, not at all.
Absolutely not.
Also, the survival mode, it was 500, but they moved it down on sale for 375.
All right.
There's some cool Crusader armor that I'm still not buying for 600 though.
See, that's where they get you.
I think actually, Phoenix, to a similar point, I think actually cartel coins for Star Wars: The Old Republic are a similar thing. A lot of the things you want to buy are outrageously high. I have to buy in increments. It's never like easy enough that you can be like, oh, this set of armor is 3,000 cartel coins. Okay, is there a 3,000? No, 2,400 cartel coins. Okay, well, I'll have to buy 2 of those, I guess.
Right.
That's like $40.
Yeah.
So it's like it's insane.
Yeah, that's what makes it so shitty. It's an absolutely terrible business practice. Well, correction, it's financially an excellent business practice. It's such an anti-consumer business practice, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a
It
like.
really is.
I'm sorry. Now I'm kind of salty. But hold on.
Same. Whenever I think of the Creation Club,
I was
that's why I
also
usually don't play Skyrim.
I was also really salty during the E3 for Bethesda because that's when they announced it. It was like they had this like Disney Wonderland. They had actually animated presentation, and their presentation was an FU to me when they went, "Here's the Creation Club. Ooh, now you can support modders. Yeah, and Skyrim is in VR. Oh my god."
I've actually heard the Skyrim VR isn't even that good. Like I've got a friend, once again, Blake, that has it, and I haven't heard too many good things about it. It's just, you can tell they're just doing some of this stuff just to make more money instead of, pleasing the consumer, which would give them way more money if they did that. But it's like, oh nah, we gotta add in some new things. What I'm expecting is next Elder Scrolls, if it isn't a remake of Skyrim again, it's gonna have loot boxes. Just wait, dragon shouts in every loot box.